Hey up, Sofa Squad, and welcome to another edition of Shooting the Shit with my good friend, Scientist Mel.
Hello.
And we've got Greg in the chat. So hello to Greg.
Hi, Greg. How you doing?
And if you want to become a patron like Greg has done, you can do. And my first Patreon goal is $25 per month, so I can move up to the basic StreamYard package and get all the nice goodies that come with that. So if you want to become a patron and support the channel, the link is in the description. Okay, that said, let's shoot the shit.
Okay, let me get my gun.
Oh.
I don't know where it is. We're shooting shit today, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought we don't have poo guns.
No, apparently not. I don't know.
Well, that's okay. Maybe I should get you one for Christmas. Do you want a poo gun for Christmas?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, that's cool. Then, you can like go around the parks and clean up dog turds and just load them into your poo gun and just fire them at people who are not very nice.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. That would be pretty awesome.
You could do that with pee and like water guns. I think I saw that in a movie once. There was this kid who was trying to deal with his bullies, and he was on one of those little big wheels, like going down the street. It's like a tricycle, but it's a lowrider one. And he had like a water gun, like super soaker, and sprayed pee at his bullies. Oh, you think a water gun to get me? It's pee. Shh. I'm like, okay. You go,
okay,
kid.
Right. Exactly.
So how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, just I did the groceries again. I told you, last week that I did the groceries, and this week I did the groceries as well. I think it's become a Wednesday thing now. I did the groceries every Wednesday.
Well, I mean, it's good to be consistent, I guess.
Yeah.
You could probably get like grocery store friends who work there, go in there and say, hey, Bob, how are you doing today? Yeah, I'm here to pick up some mac and cheese, I'm thinking about that today, maybe some chicken nuggets. And strike up a conversation with Bob at the grocery store.
Nah.
Yeah, it's not very British, is it?
No.
We don't talk to each other. If you don't know somebody, you don't even make eye contact. That's fighting words.
Yes, it is.
I know the rules, but I'm the American, so I get to play the American card when I'm over there with my British friends. So if we're at a pub and we see a table and somebody stuffs on it, but nobody's sitting there, I'll go over there and move their stuff, and then we'll just take the table. And my friends would be like, "Oh my gosh, we need a token American at all times." And then when they come back, like, she's American. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. She's American. And I'm like, yeah, I'm American. I don't know the rules. So it works out, even though I do know the rules, and I behave myself in that manner when I'm by myself. But if I really want a table at a pub, man, I get full on American there and don't quite cause a scene, but I can, which terrifies my British friends if I cause a scene at a pub. They'd be like, oh no.
Yes.
So what you got on the list today, man?
That's the thing. There is no list. There's a list for Thursday nights on the sofa. So
Oh, okay.
this is shooting the shit. This is, we'll talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Well, let me just tell you, I'm going to rant a second about what's going on in my Twitter at this moment.
Okay.
There is this guy. Okay, so I posted today about the Norwegian handball girl team, woman team.
Yeah.
And they're being fined about $1,700 American dollars. In euros, I gotta do the math. I think it's around 1,500 euros. They're being fined that because they showed up to play in shorts instead of bikini bottoms that are the equivalent of panties, pretty much. They can't, there's regulation. You can't have anything that covers any side more than 10 centimeters.
Wow.
That's just for the women. Okay. The guys can wear shorts that are almost down to their knees, and they can have these t-shirts. These girls, some of them are teens. And so when they asked for an exemption, at least for the minors, the European blah, 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 whatever, was like, nope, nope, nope. We will fine them all. You have to wear panties in a sports bra or we're going to fine you money. They could still play, but they were going to be fined every single instance per player. So that's really upsetting. So I post about that there's a war on women in athletics because there is. You got what's going on with women who smoke some marijuana legally in a state that it's allowed. They're saying that's game enhancing. But other people, Michael Phelps, who smoked pot in the past, they're like, it's fine. He's going to be fine. But this woman who's black and breaking world records is not allowed to compete because she smoked pot. Then you got the whole doctor thing that was going around and basically sexually assaulting gymnasts. Okay, that's a thing.
Yeah.
The U.S. soccer, women's soccer, not allowed to be paid as much as the guys because it's just not as marketable. Now we have Norway and those poor women. If you don't wear panties in a sports bra, you're going to have to pay us money because we got to keep it interesting.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I say that there's a war on women athletes, and some Yahoo is in my mentions right now saying, I'm just so sick of seeing this war on this or war on that. I'm like, well, if this was happening to you, my words may not bother you so much. If you are a woman and had to deal with the crap that we got to deal with on a regular basis. Yeah, you probably say there's a war on women because we're seeing this crap happen across multiple sports teams. I mean, multiple sports, not even exclusively to one type of sport, multiple sports. And they're going to say, I don't like that term. And so somebody posted underneath that, they said, forcing women to show a certain amount of skin to play sports is weird. And he says, well, it is. I would say it's worse than weird, but I wouldn't call it a war. And I'm really curious to find out what word he would use, since it seems like we constantly have to deal with this crap as women. I'm not a woman athlete, but I have to deal with my own crap. The fact that I'm in a boys club known as science. So, I've had to deal with my own brand of crap because everybody genders everything. Everything's gendered. Everything has to be this way. And if you're a woman, it's a freaking disability unless you're pretty and sexy. And if you are, you can't possibly be smart. So it's like, and if you are smart in like academia, if you're pretty on top of that, then you slept your way to the top. So there's no winning. There's no winning at all. And so this dude, I'm really curious to what he would call this. If he doesn't like that term, what term would he give it?
I can't believe we're still having this discussion in the year 2021. I mean, can't we, you know,
You know,
can't we grow up as a species, as the human race? Can't we? I don't know. What is wrong with us? What is wrong
I
with
don't
us?
know. I think it's largely because of the fact that, I blame a lot with the last presidency.
Mm,
We had a wonderful time with Obama. 8 years. It wasn't perfect. It was not perfect, but his worst scandal was wearing a tan suit. Okay. That was his
yeah,
worst scandal. How dare he wear a tan suit? That's not done in the Congress, House of Congress, and blah, blah, blah. That's just entirely to this. He should be
yeah.
wearing black or gray. I mean, but
Of course, all the worst communists wear tan suits.
of course. So
So
it's crazy. And
yeah,
then the president, freaking Trump, he enabled the worst of humanity, the
yeah,
dregs of humanity, to just come out, just take off the facade of, hiding their horridness and say, we're just going to get naked and streak all over the country with our nastiness and just
yeah,
shit on everything because it's okay. President does it. So that means it's okay for us to do it too. And so that's what's happened. And now it's coming to light stuff. Even Norway is not American per se. None of that is necessarily affected by our politics. But because it got so vocal here, I know
yeah.
America does have an influence on other countries. So it can get vocal over there too. Well, look, the Americans are doing it, so we should do it here in our country too.
Yeah.
We should take off our clothes, go streaking everywhere, shit in people's yards, call them all kinds of nasty names. Let's set crosses on fire. Let's bring back the KKK. That was a good organization. And so it's like we're seeing this across lots of different, some different countries. So, I mean, it's terrible. And you can't unring that bell,
Yeah. No. Well, yeah, this is it. I mean, I remember having a discussion with a friend of mine on Twitter.
Uh-oh. Sofa's gone. I didn't do anything. I'm just sitting here. So I'm wondering if his internet cut out. It sounded like he had a really good story to tell for a second there.
I don't know what happened.
I was just like sitting here. I'm like, well, I didn't do that.
I got chucked out for some reason, but my router's okay. All the green lights are on.
Okay.
So I don't know what. Anyway, this was when Trump was still running for president, and he said, and I think I posted something. I can't remember what I said about Trump, but it was something negative, and saying that I didn't like his policies or something like that. And he said, "What's your beef with Trump?" And I said, I think he's a racist and a misogynist.
Yes.
And he said to me, show me one thing that he said that is racist. And I couldn't find anything overtly racist at the time. And I said to him, he may not have said anything overtly racist, but he does dog whistle to racists. And he's going to, his dog whistle politics will give the racist, people who are racist, who will, and it will give them a voice. It will legitimize them, and they'll,
Right.
and he didn't believe me, but this is exactly what happens.
Hmm.
And gotta say hi to Nerdy. He's in the chat now.
Hello.
So yeah, hi Nerdy. Thanks for dropping by. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, Trump legitimized these people, gave them a voice, emboldened them, and now this rhetoric has become the norm now in the GOP.
It has.
And it's gonna take years before we get back to the way things were before Trump. I think this is Trump's legacy.
Right.
And we're meanwhile here in the UK we're stuck with British Trump.
Yeah,
Well,
Boris, right?
Yeah. And did you know that he's having to self-isolate because he got pinged? He got a notification, on the NHS app saying that he's come into contact with someone with COVID.
Is he vaccinated or is he? I know he got it before.
Yeah, I think I think he is vaccinated.
Okay.
But at first he was refusing. He was saying that he wasn't going to. He wasn't going to self-isolate because he was going to get tested. He was taking part in this new pilot scheme where he was going to get tested daily. And but then, because there was a backlash against that on Twitter, he backtracked, and so now he is self-isolating after all.
Mm. Golly. I'm so sick of crap.
Yeah.
He is a super spreader of confusion. And he looks like an idiot, and he does that on purpose. He goes out of his way to look stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And he thinks it's cute. I'm like, no, mate, you look like a moron. How is this okay? Everybody thinks you're dumb. And so maybe that's your excuse. Like, see, I'm too stupid to run the country. Y'all feel bad for me. Nobody feels bad for you.
They don't isolate, Freedom Day, but it's not Freedom Day. Don't U-turn, but just U-turn.
Stay alert.
Hmm.
Like the virus has sirens and stuff. It's going to fly around. I heard sirens. The virus is here.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God. It's not like a tornado where you can see a tornado, and we have tornadoes out here. I have a tornado siren that is about a mile from my house. Okay, I could walk there today. It's about a mile from my house, and they blast it at noon every single day to test the siren. It sounds like an air raid. And so I feel really bad for all of the vets that live out here, like the veterans, because it's got to trigger some massive PTSD because it sounds like an air raid siren.
Yeah.
I mean, the virus, but I mean, you can't be alert or stay alert on it. It's just it doesn't do a thing like that.
No.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It just makes me nuts. And the county where I live in my state is like one of the number one.
Oh, we've lost scientist Mel now. What is happening? Well, oh, she's back.
See, it kicked me out too. StreamYards doesn't like us today.
No, it would appear not.
Mm.
But
So, but it's just I completely forgot what I was saying. See, this is why I'm getting old. Oh well. I knew it was something about the virus, and I knew I was talking about air raid sirens. Oh yeah, the county.
yeah,
The county where I live is one of the top counties in the nation for increased rates of COVID-19. And the people that are getting hospitalized from the new Delta variant have not been vaccinated.
no, this is it.
It's nuts.
We it was a week or so ago. There was news about this new Lambda variant, but I haven't heard anything about it since.
Yeah, I haven't heard that either. I do know, and this is kind of heartbreaking. I found an article earlier today it's an article from Atlanta. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. I don't know. I'll put it over here in our chat. Okay. And the name of it's from Alabama. It's not Atlanta, it's Alabama. And this is Dr. Brittany Cobia. She's basically works in a hospital at Grandview Medical Center in Birmingham, Alabama. She's been interviewed before for what's going on with COVID-19 and the like. But it's kind of sad. One of the things, and she posted in a Facebook post, I'm admitting young, healthy people to the hospital with very serious COVID infections. That's which she wrote. One of the last things they do before they're intubated is beg me for the vaccine. I hold their hand and tell them that I'm sorry, it's too late. So when she goes through and she says, a few days later, when I call the time of death, I hug their family members and I tell them the best way to honor their loved one is to go get vaccinated and encourage everyone they know to do the same. They cry and they tell me they didn't know. They thought it was a hoax. They thought it was political. They thought because they had a certain blood type or a certain skin color, they wouldn't get as sick. They thought it was just the flu, but they were wrong and they wish they could go back, but they can't. So they thank me and they go get the vaccine. And I go back to my office, write their death note and say a small prayer that this loss will save more lives. It's absolutely horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And now all you really see is and what she says is all now you really see is their fear and their regret. And even though I may walk into the room thinking, okay, this is your fault. You did this to yourself. When I leave the room, I just see a person that's really suffering and that is so regretful for the choice that they made.
Yeah.
So when you have all of this misinformation, people are actually believing this garbage.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, it won't happen to me. It's a hoax.
It isn't.
No, it's not.
And it makes me mad when you see people, spreading all this misinformation. And the amount of people who believe it. And they go out protesting on the so-called Freedom Day here in the UK. I don't know if you heard about this.
Yes, I think I heard a little bit about it, but tell me more.
Well, Monday was Freedom Day.
Oh boy.
Boris Johnson, and his government, they just decided that they were just going to remove all the restrictions pretty much all at once.
Oh God.
Even though we've still got the highest hospitalization, the highest rate of infections, cases are soaring, and we've got the highest amount of cases in Europe still, and basically they've just given up.
Right.
They've given up trying to fight the pandemic, and they're just going to let it rip for the population. And but these anti-lockdown, anti-mask protesters, they decided to protest in London on Freedom Day.
Oh wow.
I thought, why are you protesting? You've got what you wanted.
My goodness.
Why? But they were interviewed. I think by I can't remember who was which. I think by Joe. I think it was Joe. And they but the stuff that they were coming out with was so someone was talking about Q, and someone else was talking about the Illuminati and the New World Order. It's just nonsense, absolutely. And Nerdy's right, 50,000 a day. He's saying, and he's saying protest against the lockdown when there isn't a lockdown. Best protest ever. But it makes me angry. These people, people like Piers Corbyn, and Lawrence Fox. They know they're for them it's just a grift. But people believe them. And it really makes me angry, actually.
Mm.
But if there, what I want to know is, if there's a lambda variant, does that mean there's epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, and kappa variants as well?
There probably will be, but there's good news, everyone. There's going to be new variants emerging, but the way that the virus enters into the cells, and you got to think about this from the virus perspective. The way that the virus enters into the cells, it enters through a receptor that's on just about every cell in your body. Now, thinking of like an evolutionary kind of perspective, the virus, even though it might go through mutations and it might change, it would not be favorable for that virus to change the way it enters into your cells because it's working really great for it. Right?
Yeah.
Good news, everyone. So, Futurama. But that's the thing. So the Delta variant that we're seeing, it still enters your cells the same way. It's just easier to transmit. And it replicates faster. But your antibodies that you've made from the vaccine are targeted towards that particular type of receptor. So it's like it's almost like having a lock to your house. And let's say that a bad guy, a burglar, has a skeleton key that fits into that lock all the way down your neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you put gum on that bad guy's key, he can't get in your house, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's say that you have gum shooting capabilities outside of your house in the form of antibodies, right? So you're going to shoot gum at the bad guy and it hits the key so he can't get in your house. But not everybody has that tech because they didn't get the vaccine. So it's not likely that you'll have any like major bad symptoms from the Delta variant or the Lambda variant because of the fact that the way that it enters into your cells is so effective. So that group of bad guys, they'll just hit up another neighborhood that doesn't have the gum shooting stuff, right? Why would they change something that's working so great for them, you know? So this virus, that receptor, the way it enters into the cells, it's very, very effective. And if you've gotten the vaccine, you got your gum tech. Those antibodies are just going to coat that virus and be like, not today, Satan. And then it's all done, you know?
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter if it's the Delta variant or the Lambda variant. It's not very, now it could happen. It could change and decide to enter into your cells a different way.
Yeah.
And you might get sick, but it would have to hit the jackpot and find another receptor that's on every single cell of your body. And the likelihood of it hitting the jackpot like that again, not so great. It's probably going to keep that mode of entry just from the law of statistics when you think of statistics and that sort of thing. Yeah. Who let stool in the chat? Oh my God. I thought I smelt something. I wasn't going to say anything, but I thought I smelled something. And it smelled a bit like rotten condensed milk. I know. He must have left a can open somewhere in his house.
He must have. Nerdy saying the Delta variant of stool is much more transmissible.
It is, and it's entirely less pleasant.
But
it's gross.
He's saying Mel is drinking a goblet of sweat.
It's the tears of people that get upset with me on social media. Not saying anything. The tears of certain stools that cry about gingers. Oh, it tastes so good. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm doing a show on Saturday, but I think this is pretty cool. Did you hear about an acid squirting lobster?
No, I didn't.
There's an acid squirting lobster. Here, I'll send you a link. Don't worry, it's not like something from Clash of the Titans. Remember seeing that one, the old one? Did you ever see the old one?
No, I didn't.
Oh gosh, you got to see the old one. They use a lot of stop motion. It's just terrible compared to nowadays.
Oh, right.
But it's so fun. They're called here you go. I actually played this for a lecture in my lecture today. They're called vinegaroons.
Ah.
Because they squirt vinegar.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see if I can share this.
Vinegaroons. That sounds like something out of Willy Wonka.
It does, doesn't it?
Vinegaroons. That's what they look like. They just play scary music with it. It's really not scary. Look at that.
Oh.
I'm going to have nightmares from this photo. That's enough internet for today. They actually kill bugs. They kill lots of other bugs. So if you have a vinegaroon in your house, just let it kill all the bugs in your house. Isn't that cool? So much fun. So silly. Did y'all jump at the end? Did you jump at the end? It's a jump scare.
You can tell they're evil. Just listen to the music.
I know. They're so small. They hunt millipedes. They're nocturnal. They don't see well. They hunt millipedes, scorpions, crickets, cockroaches, and other invertebrates by sensing vibrations with their long, thin front legs. Hey, harmonica man.
Hi.
Vinegaroon. That almost sounds like the Gene Kelly film, Brigadoon, Brigadoon. I love me some Gene Kelly.
Cool.
I've never wanted to be a telephone more in my life than when I saw him do a telephone scene. And I'm like, I would love to be that telephone right now.
Okay.
For real. Have you seen the telephone scene with Gene Kelly?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh my goodness. Let me show you, my friend. For real. This is what women want. At least women that are, you know, into guys. Women that are into guys.
Ah.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me get it. Oh, here. Here we go. This is like a 2-minute scene.
Am I going to get copyrighted?
I don't know. Probably not. Let me see. Let me see if I can get a shorter clip. Here's a shorter clip. This is like a minute. You shouldn't get copyrighted. Yeah, you shouldn't get copyrighted. You can, if you pause it and we talk about it, then it should be okay. I'm the natural predator for the Delta variant of stool. He runs and hides and calls for his mummy. Oh my goodness. This is from Anchors Away.
Hello, Miss Laverne. Miss Lola Laverne.
Oh goodness.
The face that launched 1,000 ships.
Okay, so check this out. You see how he's like so close to the phone?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he's like holding it. So just, you know, gently but a solid grip. Okay, go ahead.
Oop.
Yeah, it's Joe, all right.
Don't anybody even want a cup of coffee? No business.
Well, it'll be a couple hours before I hit Hollywood. Can you wait?
Oh my God.
Oh, I know what you mean, baby. But you just try.
Jesus Christ.
Let's decide that later after we
Okay. Yeah, that's all I gotta see. I'll be back in a little bit. Woo! Oh, I know what you mean, baby, but you just try. And he's just caressing the phone. And he's like right there. And I'm just like, man. He's my dead man crush. I crush pretty hard on Gene Kelly.
Oh.
I do. I was really upset to find out he was old when I was young. So I was like, but the movie, because I've liked him since I was little.
Okay.
So it's like, my mom's like, He's like 60 or 70. And I'm just like, okay, so how old will he be when I grow up?
Oh.
Yes, it's a phone, and I want to be that phone. Do you not see? This is why you don't have a girlfriend, Stool. Oh my goodness. Yes.
And hello to Esther as well. I am.
Gene Kelly pushes a lot of buttons. Some people be like, I'm going to go home and search the internet for some sexy stuff. I'm like, I'm going to go home and have a Gene Kelly marathon, and it's going to be a good night. I'm just saying. Oh my God. Do you know why he got into dance? Do you know?
No.
He got into dance so he could meet girls. He turned out he was really good at it. So, his wife, his first wife, okay, so he's married twice. His first wife, she had the best quote. She said, you know, you marry Fred Astaire, but you save your body for Gene. I'm like, she gets it. That woman be banging Gene Kelly. She understands. Yeah, Fred's a great gentleman and all, but if you want some dirty, you go to Gene. Woo! Okay. Man. I would have been an outcast, probably. I would have fought Debbie Reynolds tooth and nail to get up with Gene, man.
Oh,
Jeez.
right.
The art of being a gentleman is knowing when not to be. And that's Gene Kelly. Oh, goodness. I'm going to have to watch Gene Kelly tonight.
Oh, okay. Okay. Stool is saying, have a Gene Kelly marathon is sounding a bit euphemism easy.
I think I've been pretty clear.
Esther is saying, Stool hasn't got a girlfriend. Ah, should we find him a table?
Then he'll just feel extremely insignificant just being a stool next to a table. He'll be like, he's punching up, you know, trying to get a table. Ooh. Poor Stool. We just need to find him a cow so somebody can sit on him and get some milk.
Or maybe a milkmaid.
Have a milkmaid sit on Stool. That will make his decade.
A nice busty milkmaid with cowpox.
Well, it sounds like he likes udders, so he might be better with a cow because cows have more of those.
I do like udders. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Udders. Well, I think that guy that's been haranguing me about the stupid, it's not a war on women. That's not an accurate statement. And I asked him for what term he would call it. He said oppressed. I'm like, there's literally been wars of people regarding people who have been oppressed. But okay.
Yeah.
Oh God. I don't want to die on this hill. I'm on your side. Are you though? You just got really mad and spent like 2 hours arguing about a word that you didn't like to use. People are weird.
Yes. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So what'd you get at the grocery store? What'd you have for dinner tonight? I'm looking for ideas.
Okay, this is really boring, but I had quiche.
That sounds nice, actually.
Yeah,
What
I think
kind of
so.
quiche?
It's quiche Lorraine. It's called.
Well, I don't know what that is. What's in it? A cheese, egg. What
Yeah,
else?
cheese, egg, and bacon.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Bacon's always a good choice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, and I got a new book today.
Ah, okay.
It's called An Inconvenient Death. How the establishment covered up the David Kelly affair.
Okay. I don't know what that is. Is the affair like he died or did he have an affair?
He died.
Okay.
I'll read you the dust cover real quick. It's quite interesting.
Okay.
The death of Dr. David Kelly in 2003 is one of the strangest events in recent British history. This scrupulous scientist, an expert on weapons of mass destruction, was caught up in the rush to war in Iraq. He felt under pressure from those around Tony Blair to provide evidence that Saddam Hussein was producing weapons of mass destruction that could be used to immediate and devastating effect. Kelly seemed to have tipped into sudden depression when he was outed as a source for Andrew Gilligan. Case closed for Blair, Alistair Campbell, and the intelligence agencies. But the circumstances of his death are replete with disquieting questions. Every detail, from his motives to the method of his death, his body's discovery, and the way in which the state investigated his demise, seems on close examination not to make sense. There was never a full coroner's inquest into his death, which would have allowed medical and other evidence to be carefully interrogated. In this painstaking and meticulous book, Miles Goslett shows why we should be deeply skeptical on the official narrative and reminds us of the desperate measures those in power resorted to in that feverish summer of 2003.
It is suspicious, huh?
Yeah, it's quite an interesting. It's quite interesting, and I've always wanted to learn more about it. Learn more about what happened. So I thought, yeah, why not? I'll get it. So, doggo cam.
Mean. She's so little. You want some cuddles? She's like, scratch my head. She's like,
So-
I want more cuddles.
Oh,
Are you wanting over here? What are your thoughts on the David Kelly death, Neen? I understand you haven't read enough on it to make a comment.
there it is.
She's
There's
funny.
the book.
Ah, okay. That's okay.
So yeah, that came in the post today.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, thank you. This is Nina. She's a rescue.
Oh.
She has abandonment issues, and I've bought a dog purse. And I tried to put her in the dog purse just a little bit, and the dog purse is only to take her from point A to point B. She wouldn't be in it in the car because I have a dog seat belt. When I get to like where my office or something, I set her on a pillow. She wouldn't be in the dog purse. She did not care for it, I don't think. She looked very angry. She's like, this is so demoralizing.
Oh dear.
But it's either her stay home or me transport her in the dog purse because she's just too little. And where I work, like at the campus, there'd be a lot of asphalt and it'd burn her little paws.
Oh.
So, and you're 8 now.
How old is
Uh,
that? How old is that in dog years?
Ooh, she's probably, well, she's not quite middle aged. Little dogs can live a while. She probably lived to 15, so I guess that's halfway.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And she has floofy toes. Ow, you're pulling my hair. You spaz. Look. Floofy toes. Can you say hi, Neen?
Hi, Neen.
Oh my goodness. She's like, I do not care for this. Okay, I'll put you down. I don't know how my work will take it, but she has abandonment issues and she's really just super clingy and needy right now.
Hmm.
So, but she just sits on her pillow for the most part. So I think she'll be okay if I take her to work. But it might be nice to have a dog and, when I do give a lecture or something.
Yeah.
Might be fun. She's not mean. She doesn't bite anybody. So, I mean, people might be like, oh, I want to pet the dog. Okay. And there is science to show that people who look at like baby animal pictures while at work, they tend to be more productive. So that might be a good incentive, to get people, hey, you gonna engage in stuff? Let's have some science doggo time because everything is stressful and the world sucks. Why not make it fun?
Yeah, exactly. Randy is saying she looks like a who, maybe Cindy Lou.
Cindy Lou Who. Yes. She's a floofy dog.
Oh, maybe a Peggy Sue.
Peggy Sue. She came with the name Nina. So this is her third home.
Ah.
Yeah. She's not a hooter. She doesn't bark hardly at all. And the only time she barks is when she's super excited when I've come home or something. And she's just like, ah, and she freaks out.
Oh.
Yeah, she's sweet. She's like, you've been gone forever. Oh, gosh. And I'll hold her and cuddle her, and then I'll put her down. And then she'll come back over. I'm like, no, I'm not done yet. I need some more cuddles. I'm like, my God, you are a demanding bitch. Because she is. I know that's like considered a dirty word, but not really. Not really.
Not in this context, anyway. But okay, here's a question. If animals could speak, would you still eat meat?
If animals could speak, would I still eat meat?
Yeah.
I probably would, yeah.
Even if they could speak English, well, not just English, but any human language.
Mm. Yeah, I think I would still eat meat. Probably, might depend. I don't really eat red meat so much anymore. I do eat poultry and fish mostly, like seafood and poultry primarily.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I could. It would feel a bit weird for me.
Oh, okay.
Greg is saying, if plants could speak. Yeah, it'd be weird. I don't know. Maybe I could. Did you see Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy on TV?
I think I've watched a couple of the episodes, but I'm more familiar with the films.
But there was one episode, the restaurant at the end of the universe, where
Huh,
there was
okay.
an animal who was bred specifically to be eaten, and he could speak,
Hmm.
and he was encouraging Arthur to my rump is quite nice. Why don't you try part of my rump? And Arthur said, I don't want to. I don't want to eat you.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Hmm.
And I think
I
we've got
don't-
side niece. Hello,
Hello.
side
Hi.
niece.
I didn't get the notification that you were going live. I just saw this, so here I am.
Hi. You okay?
I don't know. I think her connection might be bad.
Nerdy saying, would you eat a
Probably.
talking plant that said it was in love with you?
Well, you always hurt the ones you
No,
love,
I'm a
right?
carnivore. I'm a carnivore. I don't eat plants.
I
Hey,
eat
my power just
plants.
came back.
I eat certain animals. Okay.
It'll probably go off again momentarily because Pico fucking sucks. I hate Philadelphia.
Hmm.
So how is everybody,
Oh,
fucker and fuckette?
yeah, well. Yeah,
Okay.
we're fine. We're fine, yeah. Esther was saying, if an animal could talk, I wouldn't eat it.
Neither would I. Then again, I can't even bring myself to throw away a stuffed animal because it has a face.
Stall is saying, if you eat a telephone, would you eat a telephone if it had a firm grip?
I mean, have you seen the cake videos where they make like things that are cake that don't look like cake?
Yeah, yes.
It might be cake. It might be
Oh
a cake
my God.
telephone.
I
Nerdy
need to
saying
eat one of those
Philadelphia.
cakes someday.
Philadelphia is
We're not
okay, as
talking
long
about-
as it's not-
We're not talking about cream cheese. We're talking about this horrible city where crackheads try to fuck fire hydrants.
Well then.
Yep, that is the thing that I witnessed. Speaking of things I witnessed, unfortunately, I still have no update about that funny story I told everybody in the group chat. For those of you who don't know, the other day, somebody committed fraud by stealing someone else's points to make a reservation. And when security went to go escort him out, they found a fake ID printer in the room.
Hmm.
The hotel industry is not for those who like their sanity.
I guess not.
I mean, have you heard some of my crazier stories?
I think so, yeah.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
goodness.
if you haven't, Mike, where do we start? Run over by a car? Or the time I cursed somebody out and flipped them off in the middle of the parking lot, and my boss stood back and laughed.
Or how about the time someone was Breaking Bad in one of the hotel rooms?
Oh, the guy that was smoking the meth?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy. That guy we got rid of relatively quickly, but the fucking underage kids I threw out last week, there was cheese on the walls of the room. And I just need to know how they got the cheese on the walls. The carpet was destroyed with pancake syrup. Like housekeeping feet they were all sticking to the floor.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. It's like
Ew.
I left the shitty hotel. I'm now a supervisor at a nicer hotel. And I thought I'd escaped the crazy. No, it followed me. But now people demand to speak to a manager, And I can hit them with, I am the manager.
Yes.
Can I
Yeah,
speak to a
exactly.
supervisor? That would be me.
Hmm. There you go.
Yep. Always fun. So, what is this about eating talking plants and talking animals? I didn't know such things existed anyway.
A question just popped into my head. If animals could speak, would you still eat them?
Serious?
Oh,
Yeah.
is that
Nah.
you, Josh?
Yeah, that was him. He's not in the mood to be gay today, so you haven't escaped.
Wait till you ask me.
he's
Like-
just he's over the heat. It makes him crabby.
Yeah, me too, actually. But
Oh my
like,
god, it's awful. And it doesn't help that the power went out twice, which fucked with the air conditioner.
hmm. I don't have aircon in my flat, so I'm
How? Not dead. The planet is literally on fire.
Is there what is happening? Is there an earthquake in Philadelphia?
I don't know what's happening, honestly. Like it's just like
So,
thunderstorms left and right.
it sounded like the earth was rumbling for a second there.
That would have
Awesome.
been my bed fan. I just shut it off.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think we get earthquakes in Pennsylvania. Now, California, that's another story.
Hmm.
Oh,
Well, that's on a fault line, so.
but anyway,
Excuse me.
but what if, going back to my question, what if what if animals were like the animals in Zootopia or Zootropolis?
Zootopia? Oh my god, that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite movies.
Yeah, mine as well, actually.
Oh my god, anybody with children loves Zootopia. And even those without children. I liked Zootopia before I had a child.
Yeah. And Monica Mann is saying most things communicate, they just don't speak other species' languages.
Plants actually have a language, and they do speak when they're cut, but nobody's ready to hear that yet. They release different chemicals so they can communicate with each other whenever they're being harmed, and you can see it with different instrumentation. So it's like I'm at a point, I don't eat a lot of red meat or anything like that. I do still eat pork because, oh my God, barbecue and bacon. It's really hard to get past that. But I do eat more poultry and seafood than anything else because most of the seafood isn't really sentient anyway. Unless you're getting into higher level predators and stuff like that, then that's different. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's just how it is. What we do need to do is stop overfishing. Overfishing is bad.
I could never bring myself to eat seafood. Fish are just so, harmless. They're just watching fish brings me so much peace, and I can't bring myself to picture a fish on my plate. I can't. I would rather watch them swimming around.
I mean, I
What
understand.
school you should wear pants over your head with the drawstring tightened around your neck.
Hey, now with fish, you probably might feel differently if you're thrown into the center of the ocean. All these fish are around, and you're like, she looks like a pretty tasty snack. You'd be surprised.
It'd be doing me a favor at this point. Well, oh man, it has been a fucking week in the hotel industry. I can't get over the fact that this motherfucker had a fake ID printer in a suitcase in his room, and then apparently abandoned it because he never came back while it was in the room. Security went up there to escort him out, and then they come down with the suitcase. I'm like, what the fuck is in there? He said, you got a real big time scammer on your hands. What do you mean? Because I had gotten the call from corporate that the points this guy used were stolen. And so I'm like, I paged security. I was like, yeah, you need to get this guy out. The guy wasn't there, but the fake ID printer and the matching laptop was.
Did you save the fake ID printer?
I don't know what happened after that because this was on Monday and I had today and yesterday off. So, truth be told, I do not have an answer as to what became of the fake ID printer. Technically, we had no grounds to take it because, we're just hotel staff. We're not cops.
Yeah.
And we couldn't prove anything. And what we also needed to do was avoid liability.
Yeah.
For, God forbid, the dickhead called the cops. Even though he would have been fucking himself. But we had to put everything back, make a lockout key, lock him out of the room. Overnight security got a fucking kick out of it, though, when I told him what was going on before I left for the night.
That sounds crazy.
The hotel industry in general is fucking crazy. There's different types of hell when you work in customer facing positions, but there's regular customer service, there's the restaurant business, and then you get hotels. And hotels are a brand of crazy. I mean, I thought I knew how terrible humanity could get. I was wrong.
Teach high school sometime.
I would rather not.
You find out quickly how horrible humanity is when you meet parents and grandparents and you look at the kids and you're like, no, I get it now.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of stories on the internet of teachers who had to deal with horrible parents and spineless principals, and I don't think I'd last a day.
Yeah, it's okay.
I would throw a chancla at a kid. I don't have the patience for that. I already have to hold myself back from knocking out half the customers I deal with. I mean, my last day at my old hotel, I didn't care anymore because, I almost died as a direct result of that place. And it was my last day, so I really didn't care. This guy was trying to refuse to leave, and he says to me, "You're a racist," because he happened to be black. I said, "I don't give a fuck about your skin color, dude. I care that you're an entitled fucking asshole who won't get the fuck off this property knowing the room is fucking reserved. Bye, motherfucker." Slammed the office door. I was so satisfied with myself that day. And I told my boss, I was like, yeah, I told him I didn't care about his skin color. And then he tried to lie to my boss the next day. Well, now former boss. And she, thank God, got out of there too. My boss texted me. She texted me. She says, "I have to ask, did you tell him to get his black ass out of there?" I said, "No, I didn't say that. The only reason she was dealing with it the next day was because the idiot that relieved me on my last day and opened the gate to my freedom let the guy back in."
Yeah.
Which further proves nobody checks the goddamn do not rent list. Doesn't it suck being surrounded by idiots?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got one as your prime minister.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Every time Boris comes up I see him on my television in the lobby sometimes, and it's very upsetting to me.
He's an embarrassment.
Yeah, he's literally the Trump of the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Except he can say openly stupid things. Actually, in Alabama, the video just came out. I think my mom retweeted it. This Alabama city councilman is in the middle of a meeting, a public meeting, being recorded and everything, and he dropped the N-bomb casually with the hard R and everything. This little old white man.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, there's video of him saying it, and I'm like, no, Randy, no, you could not deal with my job. You would lose your shit in about 30 seconds. Or at least what's left of your shit to be had, because you're fucking crazy. That's why we all get along here. But in all seriousness, this councilman dropped that. I'm still having trouble scraping my jaw off the ground.
Hmm.
I have to go soon, so
Yes. Well,
Oh my god!
well, it's funny you should say that because I was just about to say we're going to wrap things up.
okay.
Well, I'm glad I could chime in. I did.
Yeah, because we've been chatting for over an hour now. So yeah, we're gonna. But do tune in tomorrow night if you can for On the Sofa, because we're going to be talking a lot more about Donald Trump.
Oh, I
Oh.
work the morning shift tomorrow. I might be able to join you.
Yeah,
Oh no!
brilliant. Hello, Stool, and goodbye.
Yeah, I just came along to say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Literally
Kinda
came
like
here
that.
just to say goodbye.
Yeah, I'm a
How bold of
gentleman.
you to think the rest of us would want to waste our oxygen on you?
Oh,
I'm just here to say goodbye and let Mel know that I'm really good with my telephone.
Okay.
You know
Bye.
what? That doesn't sound like you mean telephone. Whatever you actually mean, shove it up your ass.
I'm going to send him a lamp that he can do just that with.
No, I do not want to see that lamp again.
I want to see the
Okay.
lamp. I want to see the lamp. Please send me a picture of the lamp.
Yeah, send her the lamp. Okay.
Is
is that the
Don't
that the
give
lamp?
don't give anything away. No clues. No clues.
Oh, goodness.
Dildo. It's a dildo, is it?
Sofa says, bye, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Exactly. And yes, I do tune in for On the Sofa tomorrow night, same time, same place. And yeah, thanks for everyone, for everyone who's joined in, and everyone in the side chat as well. And thanks for watching, and bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, Felice. And Stool.
I'll see you guys later. I got to go get some stuff done. Bye.